Hello, hello, and welcome to the Homebodies live show, the newest radio show slash podcast type series on Instagram Live, hosted by yours truly, Welly, aka Awesome Wasabi on Instagram. Up there, my username. Homebodies Live is where we will be inviting a new guest every week virtually to ask what they've been up to lately amidst the pandemic, sharing how we've been dealing with being cooped up in self-isolation, and hanging out on Instagram Live, as well as interacting with whoever joins us here in the chat. Hey, Miko! Today's guest, Mike. I'm just gonna read your bio thing that I stole from your website. Mike is for people who don't know, Mike is a Canadian-born creative based in Toronto, specializing in cinematography, editing, and visual effects. He creates work that expresses his passion in filmmaking as a whole and extends his passion to new and familiar faces he encounters, determined to learn as much as he can to conceptualize his storytelling to his audience. He also creates content for social platforms such as Instagram, YouTube, which this will also be on, Facebook, on his page, to share his work and connect with his audience through his series, Mike Talks. Besides his work life, Mike is a huge advocate in traveling, especially with his one wheel, and explores as much as he can, seeking inspiration, fulfillment, and stories to tell. And I'm sure he'll have tons of good stories to tell us on this show today. Please welcome today's guest, the filmmaker, I'm reading my caption from before, the filmmaker who literally named his video series Mike Talks because he knows that he never shuts up, his words not mine, the Mike Wong of Mike Jeff Wong Productions, aka Mike Jeff Wong on Instagram. I'm gonna add you now. Where are you? Here you are. And my music ended just as I stopped talking. Replay. Hey,
Hey,
what's
Welly.
up? What's up?
I've never done this before. This is really weird.
Yeah, I kept telling you to do an Insta Live, and then you just never did.
Hey, I tried, man. To be fair, I tried.
Gotta be spontaneous. You don't have to plan it too much. I planned
But
mine because I was
I
planning
didn't
like a
know.
whole
I didn't know what to do. I'm editing. I don't think people want to see me edit it.
series. Well, yeah, that's why I use inviting people as an excuse to make content because I feel like just content by myself is gonna be really boring.
Yeah.
So I'm doing inviting people on. That's the main reason why I had to plan this so much because I have to work with other people.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it
Anyway.
seems great so far. Good job.
But thank you for joining me today because I know you've been super busy, barely responding to
You can see my
messages
schedule.
before.
It's filling up.
Yeah, your schedule mark. I don't know why I pointed back there. Schedule there.
Yeah.
Here. But yeah, with your film and video stuff, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, before we go into that stuff, even though I already read your bio from your website to the viewers, I still want you to greet and introduce yourself to them in your own way.
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, my name is Mike, or Mike Wong. That's what people call me by my full name. I'm a filmmaker, and I mean, I love doing it. And I'm making it into a business right now. I recently opened my own business back in September of 2019. It's actually almost a year ago now, and I've been growing my business ever since. Key things that I do as a filmmaker, I like filming, I like editing, I do a lot of visual effects, and most importantly, I also like directing. So I also direct my own short films. Welly's also a part of that whenever I have these big projects. And one big thing actually that we do a lot is, it's like we're doing the 48-hour film challenge. And this, Welly joined my team last year, and man, it was a lot of fun. Long story short, basically, it's just a bunch of friends getting together, being creative, and having to make a short film within 2 days. You have to write your story, shoot it, edit it, and submit it in 2 days. And you're literally competing against hundreds of teams in Toronto. And the best part about it is they give you criterias on what you have to have in your film, what rules you need to have on the day of. So 2 days, so it'd be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but Friday night to Sunday night. And man, it's just so spontaneous because you can't really prepare for something like this. This is something that, you just have to rely on your friends with. And honestly, working with you, Welly, it's always been a dream come true, to just surround yourself with great people like you, and everybody else who's part of the team. And what can I say, man? It's just what I always love doing with filmmaking, and I'm just glad that it could be part of my career.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was a very good explanation of the 48-hour film project, which was
thanks.
super fun. I agree with like it not being able to plan it makes you more creative because and also the
Absolutely.
given criteria it really forces you to use that.
Yeah.
Limitations make people creative. There's a quote about that. I don't know what it is, but
No,
you know
I
what I
get you.
mean.
I get what you're saying, like yeah,
Yeah.
you're always at your most creative when you're limited to a lot of things. And I
Yeah,
think that's what I like.
exactly.
And what better way to do it with the people that you want to work with, right? Your friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
Although
mean
hashtag no sleep though. Team no sleep.
I
3 hours per
thought
day. Well, that was me. I don't know about you guys. It was
oh man,
different for
that was me
everyone, but
too. Trust me, that I only had like 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep over that whole weekend, but it was worth it. It was every minute was worth it. But yeah,
especially
if you
because other times when you're doing all-nighters that aren't related to something that you're passionate about, it's
yeah,
like, oh, I feel dead. But
yeah,
then
yeah,
with
yeah,
the 48-hour film project,
yeah, the
when the
passion,
whole
the
crew is
love,
like, we all want to
yeah,
work on that film, it's
yeah.
like 3 hours. It's okay. Do you remember how I woke every morning? You just see me already awake editing. You're just like, everyone just
I
sees me and
felt
they're
so
like, "Did
bad.
you sleep?" I'm like, "Well, I already got 3 hours of sleep. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I remember
It's just so fun."
it was
I feel like every
You,
single
Jordan, and
person
Miko.
asks me that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they just wake up and see me, and then they're like, "Did you sleep?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I slept 3 hours,
Yo, you
three
didn't
whole
even
hours."
eat. I remember we went out for like a metro run at 3 a.m. and man, that was
Yeah,
really cool. Went on a metro run at 3 a.m. and we're just wondering like, man, like what the hell are we doing at 3 a.m. at a metro right now? And literally we went grocery shopping. We got like fruits, vegetables, frozen pizzas, and I
yeah,
remember
24 hours.
yeah,
Yeah,
and we are making that. You were like busy editing, like, oh, I can't, I have no time. I was like, yo, we gotta
I
eat
can't right
something.
now.
Yeah, that was, oh
I have
man, it
to do
was,
this.
oh my gosh. But yeah, man,
Yeah, I don't
plenty
even
more to
remember
come.
what time was what.
Oh my gosh, I remember
Like,
that.
I didn't
Yeah,
really check the time, other than like on the last day when we had to
yeah,
rush to submit the film. But the whole time I didn't have to check the time because I wasn't like AD or anything, or like
yeah,
one of
yeah,
your
yeah.
top
No, you just had to do your job,
members.
and that's what you did,
But
man, and you
it was
delivered.
better for me not having to look at the time so I could focus on what I was
Yeah,
doing.
absolutely. Otherwise, you just feel more pressured, right? And I remember, what was it? Like, you and Jordan would coordinate, who's who's going to be sleeping, who's going to be editing, who's going to be
Yeah,
on
that was
set,
crazy.
recording sound. I remember Jordan was on his own at the last day, and you were
Yeah, when I sent you
busy
into the
syncing
forest
on
with you
sound.
then,
Yeah, that was actually
into
really
the
cool.
real Sasha's point.
Oh my gosh. Oh, speaking of which, if people want to see it, I think it's on my website, MikeJeffWong.com. It's called Sasha's Point. I think it's the very first project. It's
Right.
my
You
latest
go to his
project,
username.
so
I don't know if his username shows here. Probably not. Because I don't see
no,
your username. Probably
I
yours
don't
is
see it. I see on the top
West.
left, it says your username and
Oh
then with
yeah, it says
me.
my name and then with you,
Yeah,
right?
that's all I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. I don't see it right now, but I know what it looks like from the
Yeah, yeah,
viewer screenshot from last week. But yeah, I
yeah.
want to say hi to the people who joined, by the way. I forgot to.
Hey
But a
guys.
lot, if you there's Hoon. I don't even know what to call him because
I'm gonna call him Hun.
Korean.
Hun
I barely
24.
call him his name. And then we have Thomas Kagures, who used to watch my live stream broadcasts on the other platform that's like dead now.
Okay. What was this other
On Korean,
platform?
it was on a Korean live streaming platform. I
Oh,
forgot
I
to.
see, I see, I see.
Yeah, and then yeah, other people. Damn, Wasabi, it's been a long time. Yes, it has.
No, I like
All
that you're
right.
doing this. This is awesome. This is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get back into live streaming or just like
Yeah,
content with other people collabs because I used to try and collab, but it always took
yeah.
way too much planning, and then it was just like I don't know.
Well, I think
It's
it's
also hard to meet up
going
with
pretty
people,
well
which
so
is why
far.
this idea of doing like something based on staying at home
Yeah.
is something that I it would work for me even outside of the COVID situation, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Wait, I always ask you to hang out, and you always say, "Oh, well, maybe some other
oh well,
time."
but
So I
that
guess
would
this is us
require me
hanging
to
out.
leave my house.
Yeah. Well, I'm a
Also,
lot
because I live
farther
so
now.
far. Now you live close to everyone.
Well, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. We both lived close by. Now I moved out, and now I'm a little bit farther. But I
Well,
guess
it was
this
close.
is the
Okay, it was close
compromise.
in your standards because you had a car.
That's true. That's
Well,
true.
okay, I can drive now, but I still don't want to drive, so I still
I
consider it
can't even
far.
picture you driving. I've never seen you touch the wheel.
Oh man, I panic still. I'm just like,
Well, you're gonna hate downtown, man. That's me every day. I literally,
No, I'm not
uh,
gonna drive downtown.
yo,
I do not
literally,
plan on driving downtown.
literally, my roommates and I, we went to go get a couch today, and I had to drive all the way down to like Lakeshore, and we had to pick up a
Well,
van. So I had to pick up a van, get the couch, and then we drove the couch back to our place at the annex, and it wasn't bad at all. But I
you live
remember,
on the main street though, so
yeah, I live on a main street. So, but the hardest part is like like finding the parking, right? Like, because it's just cars back to back all the time. And when we got to the place where we're picking up the couch, it was at someone's condo. We had to park in the back area. I didn't know where that was. I was like, oh man, it's just hard enough finding the place. And then we find the back, but I drove past it, and I was like, oh my God. So just alone, like downtown, in order to get back to where you like left off, you have to drive around the block or and I was at Lakeshore, so I have
relatable.
to go
One
down
way. All of them
Lakeshore.
are one-way streets.
Yeah, it's all one way, and so like I was with like Felipe Alejandro, and when we passed by like that back area, I was like, okay, they're like, okay, how about we just get out? You figure out getting back to where we need to be, and we'll just get the couch and everything. And I was like, fuck,
Oh, I feel like
I
that's
was
happened
dying
to
for
me
it, but
so many times when I used to have to go downtown for film stuff.
oh my
But
gosh,
yeah,
you have
it's
no
like someone
idea.
has to be dropped off because you
Yeah.
can't do anything in a car.
Oh my goodness. And
You're
you,
basically like handicapped by the car
I
when you're
know.
downtown.
And you're driving larger vehicles. I only drove a van today. Like
It's
back on
like
set, it was like a
Godzilla
cube
trying to
truck.
walk through the city.
Yes.
That's what the cars are.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well.
Anyways, we have to talk about what you've been up to, your
Yeah.
project. Depending on what you're allowed to share with us. You can share like the companies, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
Or
pretty
like,
open. You know me
yeah.
well. You know what to ask. Like, hey, ask whatever.
Well, it depends on what you can share to the public, right? Because it's
Okay,
gonna be,
fair enough.
yeah.
I'm pretty
And you
open, but
can't
we'll see.
unsay it because it's live.
That's
So,
true. That's true.
yeah, what have you been up to in terms of your projects and stuff?
Okay, so I've been expanding my business a lot actually. Like I remember, I mean, you always helped me a lot. I would always post a lot, especially with my mic talks. It's unfortunately on pause again, because a lot has happened these past couple months, especially during COVID. Thankfully, I've been getting a lot of paid work, being an editor, doing visual effects, and just running everything under my brand. So people have reached out to me, have seen my work, love it, and they wanted me to create something for them that they had in mind. They had the ideas, they wrote down the criteria. I would work alongside, create a proposal, and then we develop it from there. And I've been having back-to-back projects lined up these past couple months, been getting me some good money, and especially on a personal level, I've moved out like beginning of this month. So I wanted to save a lot of money, make a lot of money. That way I could pay off for all these things, especially for this transition. Yeah, and I'm really feeling it now. Like I literally paid off a lot of my rent. I paid off a lot of bills and a lot of my groceries and cards. And man, did I take a huge hit on my account, and it sucks. It sucks so much. I mean, like that's why I want it though. It's because I need to understand, is my business able to sustain, and can I make that money? And so far, it's been okay. So. To answer your question one more time, because I know I sidetracked a bit, I've been just
As
working a
usual.
lot. Yeah, I can talk forever, hence my talks. Hashtag my talks. But yeah, I haven't really worked on anything personally for my own accounts, unfortunately. I'm thinking about going back to it once I balance out everything. But right now, everything's just been a streamline of work back to back, and I've been making good money so far, so why not? Just so I could settle in and get comfortable with my new place before moving forward to going back to my work, like my own personal projects.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But like your paid gigs are important to fund your personal
Yeah.
passion projects or like
Yeah. Yeah.
you're like your hobbies, you're buying all your equipment and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's one of like the hardest things as being a creative, especially if that's what you want to pursue, is how do you make it sustainable? And as much as we filmmakers like love it so much and want to be on set and film and all this stuff, at the end of the day, is it paying your bills? Is it going to help you survive? Can you live enough? I mean, you're not going to die, but can you live, let's say, the next 5 years doing the same thing and saying that I still do what I love doing? And if that's so, how are you doing it? And that to me is the most important question I ask myself every day. And yeah, I want to balance that better, of course, with the amount of work that I'm getting. But I guess aside from the work and the money and all this, it's helping me build a reputation for my brand. And also it helps me be proactive with my editing still, whatnot, even though I'm not doing it for my own personal reasons. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And like you've been doing like the stuff that you do, commercials or like I don't know, ad campaigns. I don't know exactly what you've been up to, but
Yeah, yeah,
all of that stuff is still related to your hobby, so it still makes it easier to
yeah,
not tolerate because you still enjoy doing it,
yeah.
but yeah, you won't be like a starving artist kind of, so to
Exactly.
say.
Yeah, that's the term. You're right. Starving artist. Yeah, like
Yeah.
to give you some insight on what I've been working on. I will be working on a large scale project. That's a commercial for. I don't think I could say any of this actually. Then I realized what you
Anything like
said
in
with a
general, it's just
client though.
commercial, just
Yeah, a
yeah
lot of
stuff.
commercial stuff, a lot of internal corporate videos. So my most like one of my recent projects, I'll give you actually an example. I won't say names or anything, but this project was essentially a proposal that the client was making to submit to the ministry. And they want a video to accommodate to their proposal. That way, it's not just, a bunch of words and
Yeah, like
paper.
an example to show, right?
Exactly, to
Yeah.
showcase what they're trying to talk about on a human level. That way, when you're watching it, you feel what you're watching versus reading it and having to adapt to it or, reading all the
It's harder
legalities and
to
all these logic.
understand too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the projects I've been working on. Yeah, it's very interesting because when people ask me, like what projects do you work on or like what is it? Like you make videos, like is it commercials, whatever? It's like, it's a bit of everything. And I guess to think about it, the kind of industry that I'm in, or that we're in, is very adaptive. It changes every day. 10 years ago, when you say you work video, that would be something that people would think then 10 years ago. It could be YouTube or it could be some like small scale stuff. Whereas for now, it's very diverse. Like with social media, especially. I mean, social media was
You don't
big
have to
also
do
10
one
years.
thing. You don't have to be one
Exactly.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
so adaptive. It's hard for me to even conceptualize and, to say exactly what I would be doing because the idea for me is like, what I'm here for is to show my creative aspect, my eye on how I would approach what you want. And you want something, let's say a target, but how do we get there? How can I help you get there? And that's what I'm trying to sell. It's not necessarily, oh, I'm known for making commercials. I'm known for, doing this, that, like here's the formula. It's not that. It's
Yeah.
how would you do it my way, or how would
Yeah.
I
Like
creatively
the Mike
approach the
style
situation?
commercial, the
Yeah,
Mike style film.
yeah. Like I think that's the most important thing. For me, I can't speak on behalf of everyone because I don't know other people's approaches, but that's what has been helping me develop my career and my business to grow is because people come to me not because of, let's say, the work that I provide, but it's how I approach my work. And that's, I think, is what defines any creative, is how they approach it with their eye. So many photographers, so many filmmakers, but they all tell different stories through their perception. And I think that's the most important thing, is to find that voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Back to
Yeah.
quarantine related stuff.
Yeah.
The thing that I
Sorry,
wanted to do
more
next was
sidetrack.
the quarantine bingo, but not really quarantine bingo because we're not actually going to play it. I'm just going to read some
Quarantine
random things
bingo. What a
and
what a
see if
term.
you did it. There's like actual templates of the quarantine bingo, but
Yeah.
we're not going to actually play that. I'm just going to see how many of these things that you have done. I'm just going to
Okay.
say a few and
Wait,
see
is
if you
it
have
so
done
do you
them.
have like a bingo board? Like how are we supposed to know if I won?
No, we're not actually doing it as bingo. I'm just using the
Oh,
bingo
I
bingo
see, I
board to
see, I
like
see.
see like popular things that people have done during
Got it.
quarantine and see like if you have done it kind of
Okay,
thing.
got it, got it, got it.
So I'm not going to
I'm
read the
listening.
same ones as last week because reasons.
Yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries.
But I'm going to start with one that I do want to do, which is have you rearranged your room or furniture, which you have because you moved,
I
and
moved
like
completely, so
reconduit?
that's a hard yes.
Hard yes, but in terms of how much of your old like the stuff from your old place are you moving to your
Oh,
have you moved to your new place? Like have you
I
been keeping
see.
it small or
Um,
like well probably most I don't know about your equipment, like how much of
that's a
your
good
equipment or
question.
like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So
Like wardrobe.
I won't
I
go
don't know
through
I don't know
every
guys'
detail, but
wardrobes, but
okay, I get what you're saying. I would say I've moved a good 40 to 50% of things. I didn't move everything, of course, like especially my camera stuff and all of these like larger, more expensive equipment because it's more expensive stuff, and I don't have room for that. And on top of that, I don't use it every day. So I brought really the essentials. I mean, aside from clothes and all this stuff, like I brought like the most important thing to me right now was my computer, and things associated with it. That way I can edit at home, which is why I've been doing the past couple months. And I just brought like a monitor, just an office setup really, because that's what I normally do now during quarantine hours. And if I were to film, which I have like once or twice, then I would just bring my equipment down, and I would use it for the day, hold it here for the night, and then return it back at home with my parents. That's what I
Yeah.
normally
I
do.
guess for your most of your equipment in terms of like therefore on set or like filming and stuff. So
Yeah,
all of that stuff you can get like when you have something to do because you can drive up to
yeah,
your place. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, because I have a
Excellent.
car, yeah.
Canceled an upcoming trip or vacation. I don't think you have. Have you?
Cancel, Did I cancel any upcoming trips? Is that the question?
Because of COVID.
Uh, I barely travel. I mean, I used to travel a lot like 5 years ago, but ever since I started my business, I really just focused on that. Even like when I actually went to Toronto Film School, once I started filmmaking in general, I stopped traveling because I really wanted to invest my money in the right equipment and invest my time in learning the right things that helps grow me. And so to answer the question, I haven't canceled any plans other than maybe just driving to see a friend. Like sometimes we cancel because they want to play it safe. But no, that's it.
Mm-hmm. And I know you've been posting on your Insta stories and stuff when you do leave the house. So there's one that's ordered takeout from your favorite spot. So I'm gonna ask more
Yeah.
ordered takeout for home, like delivery, I guess.
Have I been ordering?
Yeah.
No, I have not actually. So now that I'm moved out and I live downtown, I told myself actually that I would cook everything and I would stay healthier. And at home before I moved out, I always cooked as well because I wanted to learn and I thought it was a great opportunity. I don't want to spend money at all. I do occasionally, like once or twice, maybe like once a month, twice a month, go out to eat. But I'm really trying to avoid it. Like my three meals during the day is always at home. Especially since this whole month I've been at home all the time cooking. And yeah, I'm just really trying to learn how to be a better cook. Some people have seen some of my cooking and probably judge me for it because I'm proud. Like it doesn't look bad. It tastes pretty
As
good,
long as it's
but
not just like instant noodles every day, it's fine.
oh no, 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 no.
I
Speaking
think
of which,
everyone's been forced to. Anyone who can't afford ordering takeout all the time has been
yeah,
forced to cook
yeah,
everything
yeah.
and get better.
But yeah, I told myself I really want to eat healthier, and so I knew eating out would be not the best options for health purposes and also for financial purposes. I'm trying to save money, trying to pay for rent, trying to pay for all these bills, groceries. So why not just cook then? That would be the easiest way. Monica said, "Chef
Chef
Mike."
Mike.
She's a chef, man. I could learn a thing or two from her. She
Yeah,
cooks
Monica
amazing
should join us
and
for an
bakes too.
episode. Wait.
Baking and cooking. I know those are two separate things. Those aren't related per se.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One more is not use social media for a full day.
No, that's impossible. I'm sorry. Like with me being on my phone all the time, it's hard. I think the only like I've done it, but the only way for me to not be on social media is if I'm kayaking or on my one wheel because then I'm out the whole day. So there's no reason to be on my phone, which I've done. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't say I've done it consistently not being on my phone. Most times I am on my phone. Let's face it. Let's face it, man. We're millennials. I think it's kind of ingrained that we use our phones a lot.
Have you Googled things to do during quarantine when you're bored? Or was there a day that you're not busy so that you were actually bored and had to look for something to do?
Like things to do like at home. Like, is that the question? Like,
Yeah,
have I
like if you're
searched that?
stuck at home and really bored, was there any day that was like that for you, or did you always have something that you want to do
I've
with
always
that
had
time?
something to do, which is great. So,
Same.
especially with the projects that I've been working on. They were large scale projects sometimes. So they would take a long time and a couple revisions here and there. And then I would have another project that lines up along the same timeline. So I'd be working on two projects simultaneously. So I'd always keep myself busy. And let's say if I didn't have any projects, like if I had like a overlap of something, I would just go out, kayak, one wheel, or I would sometimes learn something new for filmmaking and just to see, how can I apply it to the next project. That's why I do as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've never have been bored. Maybe because it's me being a hermit at home and I'm used to that. So
I
I've
can
always had
relate. You're
solutions.
you're the perfect guest for the
Yeah.
Homebodies Live.
I hope I get invited
I
again.
find people who are just like me. They're like,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I belong here.
Yeah, and there's always Netflix. I mean, worst case scenario for
Yeah.
anybody, just watch Netflix. There's so much to watch.
Honestly,
Man,
even on YouTube, before I got Netflix, because I only got Netflix in my second year at film school, actually, I
oh
think,
really?
because people kept telling me certain things to watch,
Yeah.
and I needed to be able to socialize or communicate with people, right? So
Yeah.
that's why I had to get Netflix, because most people watch stuff that's either on Netflix or HBO or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was so used to watching everything on YouTube, because I had so much content on YouTube that I spent time watching, that I could actually
Yeah.
spend my whole day on YouTube.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like, I don't need Netflix. Why would I pay, right? But now I'm like,
yeah.
thank
True.
God I have Netflix.
No, no, honestly, man, like when you told me to watch Umbrella Academy, oh my
Oh,
gosh, it's
I was
so
just
good.
watching it. I still haven't finished the second
I
season
didn't
because I've
finish the
been
second
busy.
season either, so okay, good.
Oh,
We're on the
okay,
same
okay,
track. I
okay,
think
okay.
I'm halfway
I
done.
was literally just watching right before this live stream, and I checked my time. I'm like, oh, I gotta stop watching now because the live stream's gonna start.
You know what's really fun is finding the locations that they filmed it at in
Oh
Toronto.
man, that's actually not fun for me. When I first started noticing, like after film school, I found out they filmed a lot of stuff in Toronto.
Yeah.
Every time I recognize Toronto, it takes me out of the story.
Oh, like your
I was like, oh,
suspension of
I hate
disbelief.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of our oh, what's something like our senior alumni of TFS was
Yeah.
actually from my high school. I don't know if you know Savag. Probably not.
No, no, never met.
Yeah, I think he might have graduated before I joined your class.
Uh-huh.
But he's from my high school, so I knew him. But he went to TFS, and he was telling me like once you go to film school, it's gonna ruin
Yeah.
the way you
It
watch
ruins your
films.
perception. Absolutely. That's me
Yeah,
all the time.
that's why I
Like,
had to kind of brainwash myself to go back into like not reading too much into everything, like the way they
yeah.
film something. Like in an emotional scene, okay, if I'm watching a movie in public or something and I don't want to cry, I
Yeah.
use it as a tactic to like not cry, or like a scary movie, I have to use my film
Uh,
school knowledge
yeah,
to
yeah,
keep myself
yeah.
from getting scared. But then sometimes I want to feel the stuff and I'm like, ah, but they're tears.
Yeah. So it sounds like a curse and a blessing.
Yeah.
No, okay, I'll get a little nerdy too now that we're talking about this. The one thing
Yeah.
that always throws me off when I'm watching like a show or a movie is when you're watching like an OTS scene, like over the shoulder. So let's say if it's you
Oof.
and I in the same room, we're looking at each other talking, and the camera is behind me looking at you and you're talking, and then flips it to looking at me and I'm the one talking. What I always notice, which I'm going to probably spoil it for you now, is during these OTS scenes, the character that covers the camera in the foreground is always in a different position. Like, let's say if I'm talking like this
Oh.
with my hands, and
Yeah, I
then
know,
it
like they
flips
adjust
it,
it, right?
and the camera's behind me, my hands could be here all of a sudden or whatever. It's a little
Yeah. Yo, I
exaggerative, but
noticed so
you'll
many
notice
like
that. Yeah,
not jump cuts, but like continuity
a lot of
things.
continuity issues, and
I'm
man,
like, oh my God, I wish I didn't
that
see that. Like I
yeah,
see all the flaws now and I hate
it
it.
it kills me every
It's so
time, and I can't
distracting.
unsee it. Every time when I'm seeing those scenes, I always think about that. Like, oh, like that person wasn't having their right arm like leaned up
Oh
against
my
the
God.
chair. Now it's like the
Yeah.
side thumb. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I'm killing this whole scene for me. And sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I have to rewind just so I can just re-enjoy it. It's so
Yeah.
bad.
It's so hard when we get
Yeah,
taken out of it
yeah.
and our suspension of disbelief is just gone.
It's a
You
curse,
just
but
brainwash yourself again. It's like, no, this is real. This is real.
yeah.
It's
No,
happening.
honestly.
This is an
And
important moment.
but to be fair, I think why we look at it like this is because when let's say if you're filming your own thing, you want to make sure that there's a consistency, right? even though if someone, let's say on a big set, is that's their job is to do the continuity, you yourself, you want to make sure what you're filming makes sense or that it adds up. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, next topic. Ideas and tips. So basically just anything that you use like quotes or like motivation or stuff you've been or if you've been stuck at home, like if you've been feeling depressed or like
Yeah.
unhappy or anything, like anything that you would give as tips or advice to the viewers.
Just like general tips.
Yeah, something that's like especially something that applies to you, like that has
Ah,
helped you like be
yeah,
the best.
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. I love that. That was my latest
All the
episode on
questions
Mike
are good
Talks.
to you because you like talking, but
Okay, you don't have to call me out like that on live. But that's true. Yeah, that reminds me of my latest episode of Mike Talks, episode five. I believe five, yeah, five. And so I think what I learned the most, I mean, you know what's really cool? Like, I don't want to sidetrack, but it relates. What's really
you
interesting
always
about the
say that, Tiff.
pandemic, okay, I'm gonna try not talk too much, but what I really enjoyed about the pandemic, as weird as that sounds, I mean, it is tragic, but what I really enjoyed about it is that it's an eye opener to a lot of us. For me, yeah, it's an eye opener, but it didn't feel different from before the pandemic. And what I mean by this is that the work that I do, my job, my career per se, is not a 9 to 5 job. It's not really scheduled in any way where I follow a predetermined schedule that tells me what I do. So when I'm talking about how it's great that this pandemic happened, that kind of obstructed that. People are working at home now. People don't have to go to work anymore. There's no routine, right? And for a lot of people who follow that, we're kind of shook and we're kind of lost, right? And for me, when that happened, I felt no different, to be honest. Like it felt different, meaning that I couldn't go to restaurants or go out as much. Yeah, but when it came to my work, it felt just the same. And I thought that was a great thing to showcase. And I guess what helped me like maintain this mindset was setting up my own schedule. And this is a perfect example back here. I know like people can't read it, but I think it's so important to set your own schedule. And as easy as it is, or as common as people say, oh, have a calendar and whatnot. I guess what I'm trying to get at is I can predict what I'm doing, let's say the next 2 weeks. If someone were to plan things with me, let's say 3 weeks in advance, I'll write it down. And then, a week passes, I could see what's happening the next 2 weeks. Oh, yeah, that thing that person brought up last week, I'm doing that in 2 weeks. And something as simple as this, setting a schedule, just organizing your time and organizing the tasks that you do, that helps determine what your days will look like, let's say the next 2 weeks, or even the next week, or even let's say something tomorrow. If I never knew what I was doing tomorrow, man, that's scary to me. And to some people it may not be scary because maybe they're not that busy, which is okay. But I always need to know, what am I doing tomorrow, because I want to make sure that the time that I'm using is going to be efficient. And I may be free, which is great. That means I can make that time to see friends. And when I see friends, it's I got that chance to see them, rather than not knowing when to see my friends and then asking last minute and they're not free, and then it's like, oh my God, back and forth. And yeah, I think that was the most important thing for me, was that has gotten through this whole pandemic, or even just my lifestyle of choice of career, is to set a schedule. And you can see there's different colors too, and the different colors represent, if it's important, or if it's personal related, project related, work related, or if it's like friends I'm seeing. I set these colors up so I can see right away, okay, like I know that there's a lot of red coming up next week. That means a lot of important things I have to do. Simple as that. And it doesn't have to be too detailed, but as long as you are aware, I think that's the most important thing. We all want to be aware of something. And I think, before COVID, we had that sort of awareness because it was given to us, like a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, weekends off. We're aware of that. But now that that's no more, it's like, what the hell? What do I do? Every day is the same thing. But no, it doesn't have to be. You can make it different if you just plan it.
I
Yeah.
agree. I think it's interesting that you mentioned the suddenly not having a routine thing because for me, in a way, it gave me a routine. or it motivated me to make a schedule or be productive because
Yeah.
actually for me, when my routine was suddenly cut off was when I graduated from film school,
Yeah.
and I was suddenly given so much freedom with my time. Instead of going to class or doing film projects, I was suddenly free to do anything, but that really got me stuck in a way, or I felt kind of lost. Like I was
Yeah.
happy about it for the first few weeks or something, and I was just like Netflix, whatever. But
Yeah.
then afterwards, I started feeling really down, and I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
I took a break, and then because of COVID, it made me want to be productive because I saw like on the internet people were saying like how to stay productive
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like how to not get fat just eating all day kind of thing. That
Yeah.
made that motivated me to I should use this time to be productive and then kind of like not transform but kind of like
Yeah.
retrain myself into like a new person or transform myself in some kind of way to improve
Yeah.
myself from before the quarantine.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
but you
think
also mentioned
you
similar
made a good
points
point.
in your TikTok, but yeah,
I think that's a
I
really
mean we
good
both
point.
talked about
Yeah.
it.
No, but you're right, man. I think people have to be motivated too. And like the things that I said, as much as it is important, if you're not motivated to do it, I think that's another problem. And I think you brought up a good point. It's like learning something new, or finding some sort of inspiration to keep you going. I can't speak on behalf of everyone, but I guess for me, it's the filmmaking. And even if I'm not, let's say, working, I'll learn something related to it that helps me develop that mentality of filmmaking. I guess another thing aside from filmmaking would be cooking. Like that's another thing I want to learn is how do I cook this? How do I cook that? How do I make it better? And man, you have no idea how many times like when I first started, like how bad everything was. Like my eggs were like burnt, and I always
Oh
cracked
no, are
the
you
yolk.
like
And
the
oh,
BBC woman? You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah,
I showed it to
yeah.
my dad
The
too.
rice one, yeah. And then the Asian guy
Who's
criticizing her.
afraid of egg fried rice? Right?
Who's afraid? Yeah, how are you afraid of egg fried rice?
Uncle Roger, scared of ghosts. You scared of egg fried
Yeah.
rice. Where your courage?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's
Good,
such a
good
great
times.
video. And then he met up with her. I didn't see the video, but they met up. I don't know
Yeah,
what he said to her,
I saw the
but
thumbnail and I was like, I don't really feel like watching it.
I,
I enjoyed laughing at the
I don't
original
see
more.
the purpose of them meeting up. Like, I get it because it's like viral and whatnot,
Probably
but
kind of like redemption, viral stuff also, but kind of like when celebrities get a lot of hate, they like have to do an apology video kind of thing.
oh, I
So
see.
for me, I wasn't interested in watching it, but
Yeah, yeah.
I still like the original, well, his reaction, Uncle Roger's reaction to the egg fried rice video. Anyways,
It was good.
next topic, recommendations, like movies, shows to
Recommendations.
watch, content
Oh,
creators,
oh,
discover
man.
artists, musicians. Okay,
Okay.
no more than three per topic,
Oh, come
okay? Because
on.
we're gonna
Okay.
skip
Oh my
sidetrack.
gosh,
And
that's
no, and
crazy.
brief explanations only.
Okay, okay. Which one first? You tell me, and then I'll do.
Okay, let's go with Netflix first.
Which one first? Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So it depends on your mood. So I'll say by the mood, like three different moods. That way people can
Okay.
watch it, right?
Right.
If you want humor, I would go for, oh, I don't think it's on Netflix though. Silicon Valley. Such a good show, but
Ooh,
it's not, I
I
think it's
only know
HBO.
that because of Jimmy O Yang.
Oh
I
my
never actually
gosh.
watched it, but
It's
I
so
know of it
good. Jimmy
because
O
of Jimmy.
Yang is, I mean,
I,
I'm not gonna lie,
yo, I'm a
I'm
fan
not
of.
happy
No, I'm
with
a
his
fan of
art.
him, right?
Sorry?
I bought his audiobook and everything, and I follow him on YouTube.
Oh yeah, yeah, he has this like about him moving to US, right?
Yeah, How to American is
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
book.
He
I got the
promotes that a
audiobook. I haven't
lot.
finished it, but because I had to get the audiobook instead of the original because I had to hear it in his voice, right? And also
Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
on his YouTube right now, he has these videos of just cooking, but it's just him holding his phone cooking, but he's like commentating on the whole thing, and it's just so funny.
No, I've never
I'm a
seen
huge fan
it.
of Jimmy. Sorry.
No, no, no. Like, I've seen like clips of his like stand-up comedy stuff. It's really good. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't a fan of him on Silicon Valley because he played like a stereotypical Chinese guy, and
Mm-hmm.
like I think we should move forward now. I don't
Yeah,
want
he
always
talks
an
about
Asian
that a lot
guy doing the
in his
accent.
book too. He's saying
Sorry?
how it was him before he got to know American stuff more, but
Uh,
he was like that before, so he's like, oh, but this is real.
so
Like
for
even
him,
though
it's
it's a
relatable. I
stereotype, it
see.
also is real
Oh, I
too.
see. I
Like it
understand his
exists.
motive. Yeah.
That's why for him it was back then it was like, okay, it's fine. And
Yeah.
then now that's why he also did Crazy Rich Asians and stuff.
Ah,
too.
I see.
Yeah.
I have
And he
not
does
seen
his
Crazy Rich
stand-up stuff,
Asians
which is all
actually.
just normal. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a
Okay.
lot in this book. It's good. Oh, sorry, I'm fangirling.
No,
Okay.
no, no. Honestly, like I could talk all day
So
to be honest.
Silicon Valley.
So that
Next,
okay,
next
Silicon
one.
Valley is not Netflix, but it's HBO. If you want something very casual and you want to watch with friends and like something fun, like surprisingly, The Floor is Lava. I actually really enjoy
Oh
it.
my God, I saw it. I could not make myself click to start watching it
It's
yet.
not bad. It's not
Because I
bad.
have a
Okay.
lot of other stuff I want to watch. That's why, and I don't really watch that
Okay,
kind of
maybe
those kind of shows.
it's
Also,
pretty good actually. Like
I might watch some of
it's a
it.
simple show. That's the
It
thing.
reminds me of like a lot of YTV like game show
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh man, reminds me of Uh-oh. Do you remember Uh-oh?
No, I knew Splat a lot. I knew like the or like some Asian game shows too. There's a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
crazy
I don't know too
ones.
many, but yeah. So Floor is Lava. If you want to watch something simple with friends or family, like just something at the end of the day, you want something to just watch. Floor is Lava is pretty fun. And if you want something, I guess dramatic, man, I want to. I'm thinking of like a nice one, something dramatic. Geez. Uh, I've watched a couple of things already, but I would say right now Umbrella Academy, man. If you haven't seen it, Umbrella Academy, man, if you
Man,
want
you're missing out if you
my
have
honest
not seen
opinion,
it.
like, and I think a lot of people argue this, Umbrella Academy is like what Marvel could be, Like in my
Yeah,
opinion,
I've heard a lot of
Marvel is
people say
not
that.
bad, but sorry,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say like this is what we wanted from
that's what
like
Marvel
this
should
year or
have
like
been. Yeah.
recently.
The
Yeah.
the just like the story development and the character development is so much more interesting. Like with Marvel, like it's great, don't get me wrong, but it's given to me. It's simple. It's like so typical. You can predict the arc of the character already, which is fine. A lot of people don't mind
Yeah, I
this,
think they're
but
trying not to do predictable arcs, but they still
yeah.
kind of have to stick to
Oh my
the
gosh.
original story and everything, which is why they have to do that. But with Umbrella Academy, I think because Gerald wrote it a bit later compared to the Marvel comics, like
Yeah.
his Dark Horse comics, which is why
Yeah, yeah,
it's a
yeah.
little bit more kind of a lot of twists are like newer in terms of like having diverse kind of topics and everything too.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have to move on because we're running out of time.
Oh man, okay.
Which
Oh,
happens with
already.
you. Mike
Yeah,
Chop.
we
I
have
say
barely
Mike
went
Chop.
through any questions. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're gonna do a 2 minute speed question challenge. I don't know
Okay.
because you said you watched the previous week, right? So you know similar. You kind of know what it
I
is.
watched snippets like it was
It's
50, but
okay.
I watched
Yeah,
snippets, yeah.
basically how it works is the challenge is you have to answer 30 questions in 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll try not to talk too much.
Yeah, and don't think about them too much. And try not to
Okay.
pass. Just like answer something. Okay, ready?
Okay. Wait.
I have to start the timer thing. Oh,
Okay.
I forgot
Okay.
to open it up earlier.
Should be like one word in answers then?
One word or one sentence, just no more than one sentence if you want to actually succeed in the challenge.
Your sentence is different from my sentence. Okay, let's
Run
do it.
on sentences.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Okay, how old are you this year?
Uh, 27.
Where are you born?
Uh, Scarborough.
How
Scarborough,
big is your
Canada.
family?
How big? Four. Oh, five. I
Do
have a
you have a
brother-in-law now.
pet?
Five.
Do you have a pet?
Yes, two dogs.
What favorite animal?
Red panda.
What animal do you think you're the most like?
Oh my gosh. Dog.
Okay, favorite food?
Uh, oh my gosh. Right now it's eggs.
Favorite drink?
Uh,
Come
uh,
on!
uh, ciders. Brickworks.
Alcohol tolerance.
Oh, hi. Hi, I can drink a lot.
Drinking habits. Like what happens when you drink?
Uh, well, oh man, I talk even more and I become more like aggressive. Like I'll throw things accidentally.
Okay, 1 minute left. We're not even halfway. Sleeping habits.
I sleep 6 hours.
Singers or music you listened to growing up.
R&B, hip hop.
Sing one bit of a song. One line.
Uh, oh my gosh.
Anything.
I got my eyes on you. You're
Okay,
everything
okay.
I
Recent
see.
movie you watched.
Uh, oh my gosh.
30
Um,
seconds.
Old Guard.
Okay, favorite movie.
Shutter Island.
Favorite book.
Start with Why by Simon Sinek.
Favorite band.
Metric for rock.
Favorite show.
Oh man, The Office.
Fictional world you want to live in.
Fictional world.
My God.
Oof. I don't know, man. That's so hard.
3, 2, 1.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
You're
that's
asking
it.
such
You
hard
got to
questions.
18 questions out of 30.
Thanks, Blair. Beautiful singing. 18 questions? That's horrible.
Yeah, last time we got to like the 20s, 20 something.
Oh, Miko said Avatar. Avatar, oh, hands down one of the best.
Oh,
Oh, I
yes.
should have recommended
Blair
Avatar
says
too.
beautiful singing. Good job.
Thanks, Blair.
And Nico recommends House of Cards for politics and
I
drama.
did.
Also remember, guys, you guys can send in questions below in the questions feature thing.
Pokemon.
We'll answer those like right before the end of the show, which is like almost. We have 10 minutes left. Okay,
I
oh,
can't
we have
believe
to
10 minutes already.
post for a screenshot. So one of you guys or all of you guys take screenshots. We gotta pose or do something.
Do you want me to take it?
Oh no. They can
Okay.
take it, and also I can take
Ah,
screenshots after of the video. But yeah,
yeah,
pose.
yeah.
Do something.
Oh, pose.
You have to pose. You have to pose.
I don't know where I'm pointing at.
Okay, good enough. We're running out of time. Okay, so usually we have a live performance section, but depending on who it is. But for yours, let's just do show and tell instead. So show one of your equipment things, or a camera, or something, or
Uh,
tech.
okay. Oh, well, man, I'll just show my one wheel. Not.
Okay.
I don't want to show any nerdy things. Okay, here it
Well,
is.
that's your character. You have to.
This guy right here,
Well,
man, my
okay.
baby.
It's the one
To be
wheel.
honest with you, it's broken right now, so it's really sad moment that I'm showing this. But this guy, I travel everywhere with it, and it's. Do I talk about it, or what do we do?
I don't know. You don't have to talk about
I'll
it.
talk about it.
Move
Yeah.
on.
For those interested or curious, this guy,
Yeah.
it's a
One wheel
battery-powered
board.
electric board. It's one wheel. There's no remote control, so how it works is you lean. So the more, it's like a snowboard, right? Like this. So the more forward you lean, the faster it goes. And then to stop, you lean backwards. Or if you want to go backwards, likewise lean backwards.
So
And
it's kind of like a hoverboard.
it's basically a hoverboard. It feels like one when you ride it. And the range is 30 kilometers. That's how far it goes, and it goes as fast as 30. I pushed it to 40 before, but it's dangerous. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, but it's one
All
of my
right.
favorite things.
Next, let's check through the question stuff or the comments.
Okay,
Okay, so Blair says Pokemon is the real answer.
that's very true. It's very
Agent
nostalgic.
Sashimi, Felix says hi. Oh, you should join one of my episodes because he can sing.
Oh,
Sing and
okay.
dance. But yeah. Okay, if there's one question thing here. One question from Miko. Why did
Oh
you
my
choose
gosh, this guy
filmmaking?
asking me this
Oh,
question.
it's the question. All
Well,
right, answer.
oh my gosh, it's gonna be more than 10 minutes, but I'll try and be brief with it. Why I chose filmmaking is because it's a good way for me to it's a language that I like speaking, and when I mean my language, it helps me express me, what I think about what I feel to people who don't understand me, or even language barriers like my grandmother. And not to get too deep in this, but my grandfather passed away back in 2015. I made a video about him. I showed it to my grandmother, who doesn't speak a single word of English. She speaks Cantonese. I barely speak. So showing her this video with some translations helped her understand how I felt about my grandfather. And I think that's a perfect example of why I chose filmmaking, is because it helps me translate a lot of things that I feel and think of onto the screen that people can then relate and understand, or even ask more about without me needing to talk about it, right? And then they'll be like, oh, like I want to hear more. So
Mhm.
that's why I chose filmmaking.
Yeah, I think most artists or creative use that have their art as a way of expression, right? But it
Yeah,
really translates to different languages, a lot of art too.
yeah,
So I think that's a really good reason,
yeah. That's
especially for different cultures and languages and stuff, and for
yeah,
within the family too, right?
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Uh,
Thanks, Nico.
All right, thank you, Miko, for the question. Liz just joined us, but you're late because we're almost done. But you can watch the
Hi,
rerun
Liz.
or whatever after.
If you want, you
All
can
right,
ask me.
so
Yeah, I don't want to hear the rest of the 30 questions. I'm actually really curious.
you'll watch the next episode because maybe the next
Boo.
person will get all the way.
Boo. Boo.
Watch more episodes.
Wait, there's another
There's
question
another
apparently.
question. Okay, okay, let's do this quick. Oh my God, there's so many. Okay, there's Blair. How has COVID affected your plans this year?
Yes, it has. So aside from me working, I actually put work on a pause and I was studying. I was continuing my postgraduate studies after Toronto Film School. I was doing visual effects for film and television. I unfortunately dropped it because everything transitioned to being online and I preferred to learn in class.
All right.
And yeah, that was one of my
Okay,
plans for
short
now.
answers, shorter answers. What
Okay,
did you have
okay.
for dinner from Monica?
What did you have for dinner? I haven't made dinner yet, but what I ate last was a really bad sandwich that I made because I was in a rush.
All right. Also, a comment from Larissa. Such a touching reason for choosing filmmaking. Keep up the good work, also.
Oh,
Thank
I thought she
you.
was gonna say to me. No,
Well, the
thanks,
touching
Larissa.
reason was your side, and then the
But I
next
thought
part
it was
was
just
me.
like in the same topic of everything.
Okay, quick last question. What's the deepest thing you like to express about yourself through filmmaking? You asked
What's the
this when
deepest
there's like
thing
a
you
few
like to?
minutes.
Okay, what's the deepest thing you like to express about yourself through filmmaking? Deepest. What do you mean by deepest thing? Like,
Deep
I
secrets,
I
deep
don't get the
like
question, Miko.
feelings. That okay, I'm gonna answer mine kind of in a
Yeah.
way. Well, I'm not. I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to do this, but during scripts class when we had to write something quickly, I wrote this like super dark kind of story, and nobody expected it. And one thing the teacher said, our instructor Colin, he said, "It's the quiet ones that quiet ones that are."
Oh, that's
It was
sick.
it was my really really dark one, but yeah,
Ah,
no spoilers. But
no,
it
that
involves it
whoa,
involves.
that opened my like. I mean,
I don't know. Do
that
you
really
know
opened
about
my
it? You
eyes.
know about it, I think,
No, I
because
wasn't in
apparently
your
he told
class
all of
during
his
college.
students about my story.
Oh, he mentioned something like that, but I didn't know it was in reference to you. But
Well, did
I
he say?
remember.
Was it the one with the kid as the main character?
Okay, I don't remember to be honest with you. Like to be fair, I'm not
Okay.
gonna play along and say
It
yes,
was
but I don't
the
remember.
main character is a 14-year-old guy who's like it's dark.
Okay,
Anyways, but
you have to tell me after.
speaking of it
We don't have
now,
time.
Five from Umbrella Academy kind of reminds me of him, except the Five is
Oh,
actually
I knew you
old.
like Vanya. Like I had a feeling. I was like, yeah,
Vanya, no,
but
no, no, five.
oh, my bad. I thought you said Vanya.
No, no,
Oh,
no, five.
five is my
That's
favorite,
why
man.
five is my favorite.
That guy is amazing, man. Like a 13-year-old actor who acts like a 58-year-old, man. He knows how to act. I'll give him that. And I think Miko expanded on the question. So, ultimate expression, goal of all expressions that satisfy you the most. Man, I still don't understand your question, Miko.
Okay,
I'll call you
you
after.
can ask him that after
Yeah,
then.
I'll call. I'm sorry,
Larissa
dude.
says both of you guys, great live
Thanks,
show.
Larissa.
Thank you.
That's
Okay,
actually been
gotta
a
wrap
lot of
it up.
fun. Klaus
So
is
thank you
great, man.
guys for
Oh man, Klaus
joining
was
and
so great.
everything. Yeah, Klaus.
Shout out to Misfits,
Okay,
man. That's how I saw him.
yeah. Goodbye and hello, or hello and goodbye.
Yes.
The thing.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, yeah.
thank you guys for the messages in the live chat. And
Yeah,
before we
thanks for
go,
the
do you have
questions,
any
guys.
upcoming plans or anything for us to look forward to? Links or stuff you want to promote, or stuff to look forward to on your channel, or like your content
Yeah,
to look forward to.
so I will be working on revamping my website. So stay tuned on that. Like it's happening once I finish this current project. I'm working on this big project right now. I'm almost done. I'll be working on my website next. As of my actual personal projects, not right now. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. For those who a lot of people have been asking, I'm so sorry. Once I get my plans all figured out for just moving and my work stuff, I'll definitely make a statement on that. So you
All
guys
right.
can stay tuned.
So
If you want, follow me,
yeah, stay
and
tuned, stay
you'll
updated,
see my
follow.
adventures, and you'll see me updated on what's going on. I could
Yeah.
definitely show a sneak peek of the work that I'm doing probably. Just have to make sure it's all okay. But man, it's so sick right now. I can't wait to show this one. But yeah, I have to
Yes.
make sure I got the A-okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be waiting for you then.
Thanks.
All right. So to wrap it up, thank you so much, Mike, for joining me today. I know you've been super busy, and it was super hard to like get back to my messages and check with everything that
I'm
I was
so sorry.
doing. I
Honestly,
just
I've
would
been just
message you and
moving
be
in the
like,
whole
okay, I
time.
know you don't have time to check this message, but
I'm
I need
sorry,
you
but
to
thank
prepare
you.
this or whatever.
Thanks for
But
keeping
yeah,
up,
thank you
though.
so much for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's
And
been a lot of
thanks to all
fun.
of you guys for tuning in. A lot of people joined, some people left, some people joined late, but don't worry, you can rewatch today's episode on the Homebodies Live episode archive will be uploaded to both IGTV, which will be on my Instagram, and YouTube, the link in my bio. And yeah, the YouTube one will take maybe tomorrow morning, but the IGTV will it be right away? I might have to re-record this whole thing. I don't know.
Hey,
Because
we can
there's this
talk
weird thing
more.
that
I have
happened.
no
There's a
problem.
weird thing that happened last week with the live because usually with the lives they give you the option to upload it to IGTV right away,
Oh,
but
I see.
I think it was too long or something.
Yeah,
Even though the max is 1 hour, but for some reason they would not
yeah.
give me that option, so I had to screen record the whole thing after.
Oh my
But
gosh.
anyways, this has been your host, Welly, aka Awesome Wasabi on Instagram, with our guest Mike Wong, aka Mike Jeff Wong. Remember to follow him if you aren't already.
Wherever
And
that
thank
is.
you all again for tuning in. And I hope you guys
Thanks,
have a
guys.
wonderful rest of the Friday evening and the weekend.
Thank you.
I'll see
It's
you
been a
guys
lot
again
of
next
fun.
week with a new guest. Who will the new guest
It'll
be?
be me again.
Never. You talk too much.
Part two. All
maybe
right.
maybe I'll get you on another episode when
I'll
you have
be.
more updates for us,
Oh
and then
wow! So
you
calling
can
me
do
out.
your mic talks through my live stream.
All right,
Anyways,
all
thank
right.
you all for
Thank
joining.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mike, and
Bye.
see you all soon. Woo, bye.
Did I do that too?